Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of The Vault. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Last episode we had a look at a beautiful D'Angelico, the TJ we call him, from The Vault. And today we're going to have a look at a Martin guitar, a post-war Martin guitar. There are lots of beauties in our vault here, so let's have a look. Let's go. Alright, there she is, a beautiful D18 from 1946. Let's find a quiet spot somewhere in the store and we'll talk a little bit more about this beauty of a guitar. Let's go. Have a look at this beautiful D18 from 1946, a post-war dreadnought from Martin Guitars. The D18, of course, we know is a dreadnought with mahogany back and sides, as are all of the 18 styled guitars from Martin. When it was first introduced, the D18 was a more affordable alternative to the Rosewood 28 series. I believe the 18 started because it was $18. The first D18 that we ever saw from Martin guitar was 1931, and at that time the D18 was a 12 fret model, and then in 34 we saw the first 14 fret D18 style guitar like this one. Let's talk about 1946, because there were some changes that we see in the D18s over time. We actually made a huge video together with Bertolf as well, highlighting some beautiful vintage D18s. This one was not in that lineup, it's one that we received afterwards, but there was a 46 in that lineup as well. See, the counter is clear now, so let's put it down and talk a little bit about the specs of this D18. We're going to start with the wood that's on the top of this body, because in 46 Martin changed to Sitka spruce. All of the dreadnoughts before 46 we see Adirondack spruce. They did this for multiple reasons. The Adirondack forest is actually really close to Pennsylvania, where Martin built his guitars. But the Adirondack trees are pretty small and they used up a lot of the Adirondack wood in the previous years. Sitka is located on the other side of the country, but the Sitka trees are much bigger, so there was a lot more wood to pick from, and this is why they chose Sitka. So when you have a Sitka top on a dreadnought guitar, you get a little bit more of a sweeter tone. The Adirondack has more headroom, can have more volume. Also, a thing that you can notice is a tighter grain on the Sitka. Of course, there are a lot of different varieties. You see some Sitkas with wider grains as well, and some Adirondacks with tighter grains. But this is a Sitka spruce top. Over the years, also the years afterwards, Martin did some experimenting, and sometimes we see an Adirondack top popping up on a Martin. Sometimes we call these the mystery tops. So the records are quite unclear, in Martin's records at least. Another thing that I can't show you right now, another thing that changed in 46 are the braces on the inside of the top. They changed from scalloped braces to non-scalloped braces. They did this to cut some production time and cost as well, so they were easier to manufacture. And the non-scalloped braces do something to the sound because it removes some of the bass end. So maybe you can imagine if you see a brace that's been scalloped, there is less wood that's in contact with the top. So the top is allowed to move more freely and you will get maybe some more volume, a little bit more bass response. When there's a non-scalloped brace, there's more wood, so the top is a little bit stiffer. What you get is less bass end, a more pronounced mid-range, but this is also something that people were asking from Martin at the time, because they wanted to cut through a mix. When you use an acoustic guitar in a band setting, you want to be heard, and sometimes that bass end can just get in the way, and you want a little bit less of it, and some more mid-range to cut through. Another thing that changed in 46 that I'm unable to show you right now, is that there's a steel bar inside the neck. In the previous year, so during the war, there was a steel shortage. Most of the steel had to go to the war efforts. So they chose to fit the necks with an ebony rod. This also changes the tone somewhat, can be a little bit more woody sounding because there's more wood in the neck. Also a little bit more mellow. Now there's a steel bar, so it's a little bit more consistent and a stronger neck as well. So now let's have a look at this guitar in specific, because there are a lot of play marks, as you can see. There are some repaired cracks here on the top. You see them here. We also see repaired cracks here on the side, on the back as well. You see there's also a patch here in place, so there maybe this did have a fall in the past. Some more cracks here, all have been repaired. It has a replacement bridge, replacement tuners as well. The fingerboard has been replaced as well. This also did have a neck reset once. And then on top of that, there's also been a overspray on the top, probably to deal with the repaired cracks. Sometimes you need to do a complete overspray. So there's a lot of work that has been done on this D18 to keep it in really good playing condition. And we say it all the time, these are the things that are needed. You need to keep your guitar in good shape. Sometimes they will take a fall, maybe they get scratches, they need a neck reset because you want to lower the action or something like that. All these changes are necessary to keep your guitar in great playing condition.
Oh, hey, Wessel. A wild Wessel appeared.
We've got the biggest D18 fan of the Fellowship of Acoustics, right?
Mike is bigger.
He's a little bit bigger. You own a D18 as well,
yeah.
Right? A 48, 49?
49, as well as a 2014. Yeah, it's
okay. Collection keeps on growing.
Why have one?
Yeah. You want to try this out? Maybe compare
Always,
it to your to the image that you have of your own.
I think in the video that we did, we researched mine a little bit and was quite unique.
Yeah, there was some different specs than you would expect.
Rear shifted, so it's about 1 inch more. So I'm always curious how they compare. This one is 46, right?
This is 46. How does it compare to your D18?
Sound-wise, it's a little bit difficult to compare it. I think mine is a little bit more balanced. This one has a bit more attack in a way. Neck is very, very different. I can somehow feel smaller. The neck is more chunky. You can also definitely tell, well, by the look, but also immediately by feeling it.
Why a D18, Wessel? Why should everyone buy a D18?
It's a must-have guitar. It's very, very simple, straightforward guitar, no nonsense. Great sounding, nice and warm.
Just like you.
Why shouldn't you? Why not? Why not own a D18?
Do you hear that?
That's easy.
Why not is the answer.
List the reason why not. Yeah. Cool.
Sounds great. Thank you for joining us.
Well,
Shall I
make
take
sure
it?
to give it a proper demo as well.
Yeah, we'll do that. So thank you very much for watching. It was another episode of The Vault. So a beautiful D18 from 1946. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think of this guitar. And maybe if you have a look on our website and you see some other guitars that you want to have featured in the Vault series, then please let us know. We will do more of these in the coming weeks. So keep a lookout for that. See you in the next one. Bye.